So, good afternoon, people, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about my team, Arsenal, again. Going to try to do a few more videos on not just transfer news, but other news outside of it. I wanted to talk about the team that I would want to go with the start of the season and what we should be going with. Um, I'm going to try do it with the players that we just got at the moment. So, obviously, Declan Rice and Yuri and Timber are pretty much done. We're not really linked with any other players apart from Kylian Mbappe, but yeah, we're not gonna actually get him, are we? So I'm gonna with the players that we've currently got at the moment, I'm gonna give you my preferred starting 11 for the new season. Now, before I get into it, make sure you do hit the like and subscribe and start sharing the content around because we need to get the views up, we need to get the likes up, and we got to get the subscribers up because I want to build this channel up as big as I can. So yeah, so just do all that and then yeah. So for my lineup, there isn't too many changes compared to what we went with last season, but there are some in some key positions. Right, in goal, I'm going to keep Aaron Ramsdale in goal. I actually think he's a very good keeper. I don't think he's world class, but he's very good. He's very good with his feet. His handling can be a bit better at times. I know in the back end of last season, he was letting a few balls slip, which was kind of concerning, but to be fair, it wasn't just him that didn't cover himself in a lot of glory in the run in last season, so I'll keep him in goal. Right back, I will keep Ben White. At centre back, he is dog shit. Let's be honest. I don't rate him at all in that position. I believe at right back, there isn't as much pressure on him to defend a lot of attacks, but at the same time, he's been very good at right back last season, and yeah, there were a few games that he wasn't really that great in, but the Liverpool game, for example, he was getting absolutely roasted on that right hand side by I think it was Jota who was playing that day. So I'll keep him at right back. The centre backs, Saliba, there's no debate in whether he's going to be there or not. He's one of the best young defenders on the planet. You have to have him there. We just gave him a new contract recently. I'm buzzing about that, so I'd keep him there. Next to him, I'll keep Gabriel Magalhaes. The thing is, I think, look, when the season started, he was making quite a few mistakes. I remember games against Palace, Liverpool, the game against Leeds United at Ellen Road, where we somehow got away with a 1-0. He was a massive liability in that game, and look, until the World Cup, he was a liability in quite a few games. But look, since then, I think he's been one of our best. I think he's been our best defender this season because Saliba fell off after the World Cup. So there wasn't many other defenders in our team that were better than him, and I think especially in away games, he was definitely one of our best players in that back line. Left back, I'm going to go with Kieran Tierney. I don't like Zinchenko at left back one bit. Yeah, he does all this inverting stuff, which is great when we have the ball and it's going well. But at the same time, the amount of goal, like you probably heard this multiple times on the channel if you're familiar, that guy in defensive situations isn't good at all. The amount of times that he gets caught out of position, he's trying to like press into midfield. Then their right winger just has the whole our left hand side free to just do whatever he wants. And look, this guy, he's meant to be a leader apparently, but I don't believe he is. And look, Kieran Tierney, can someone name me a better left back that can attack as good as him, defend as good as him, cross the ball consistently well, and do all of those? And look, the amount of games that he should have started and he hasn't. And look, I get he had some stinkers. The both games against West Ham, I think he started both, and he was all right in the home game, but in the away game he wasn't great. But at the same time, he hasn't given many starts, has he? So for that reason, I would keep Kieran Tierney at left back. The midfield duo or midfield pivots, as you want to call it, I'd keep Thomas Partey, and even though there are rumours about him potentially leaving to go to Manchester United out of all teams, I'd keep him in there. I think he's one of, if not our best player last season. And alongside him, I'd put the new boy Declan Rice, who obviously he's pretty much an Arsenal player. His medical's already probably been done, but it's obviously Arsenal being Arsenal, it's taken a while to actually get it announced. But look, I'd have them two as a midfield duo. I think that's very good because you got one who can just anchor the midfield, win the ball back easily. You've got another one who can drive the ball forward, potentially get into many more goal scoring positions like Granit Xhaka was doing last season. So yeah, I'd have Declan Rice and Thomas Partey in that midfield. The next one in the number 10, stroke number 8 position, whatever you want to call it. I know this one might be a bit weird as he's the club captain, but I'll drop Martin Odegaard and put Emil Smith-Rowe, or put Leandro Trossard in there because I think Odegaard, when the pressure's off, he's good, but at the same time, the amount of times he's hidden in games and since being the club captain, it's not good enough. And I think ESR, he gives us something different in that number 10 role. I know, like, he hasn't been starting, or hasn't been playing a lot of games at all. He's been, look, massively ruined by injuries, but this guy can score goals, he can create goals, he can play off the left if you want him to. And the same with Leandro Trossard. Like, since he came in January, he changed the way that we were playing completely because we had to rely on Eddie Nketiah to score us the goals. And yeah, I know he scored the goals against Brighton, Man United. I think it was West Ham on Boxing Day, I believe. But then that's it. He hasn't done a lot. And look, then he just, when Trossard came in, he changed that whole thing because he was able to support Martinelli. He was able to support Saka. He was able to drop back and then allow Martinelli to go into the number 9 role. And I'd keep either put Trossard in the number 10 or put Emil Smith-Rowe there, which I would actually like to see. Now, left wing, I would put Gabriel Martinelli there. I think he's been brilliant this season. I know he fell off towards the back end of last season or this season, whatever you want to call it. But the amount of goals this guy scores, the intensity he brings to the team, and you can put Leandro Trossard there. Who knows? Leave it in the comments below what you do because look, Gabriel Martinelli, one of my favourite players at the club at the minute, had a very good season last season. Fell off a little bit towards the back end, and also during that January period when Eddie Nketiah was in the team, because I think that was the reason he was out of form quite a bit. So I'd keep Gabriel Martinelli there, and on the same side, I'd keep Bukayo Saka or rotating with Gabriel Jesus. And look, Bukayo Saka's probably been one of our best players for the past 2 seasons now. But the thing is with Saka, he plays so many games that at the back end of the last 2 or 3 seasons, he hasn't done a lot. Is that down to him just cracking under pressure? Is that him, or it could be down to him just being burnt out? Who knows? But at the same time, there, Gabriel Jesus, I don't think he's a striker. I'd play him on the right wing because he done that at Man City towards the back end of his Man City career. And look, he played well. I watched him at Man City at times, and he was good on the right hand side. So I would keep him there. And up front, you may be wondering, like, so I've said Gabriel Jesus to put in the right wing. I said Gabriel Martinelli to put on the left wing. I would put Flo Balogun in down the middle. Look, the guy smashed it in France last season. I think at one point he was a top goal scorer with Kylian Mbappe. And I know that French league isn't the best, but to be that young, scoring 20 plus goals in that league at the top level as well. I mean, look, I know people say that, oh yeah, he's young, it's a crap league. At the same time, Eddie Nketiah couldn't even score goals in the Leeds United Championship team. So I'd been Eddie Nketiah, I'd keep Balogun, and I'd go get Ivan Toney. I know he's got a ban, but you could just look, there isn't a rule, not that I'll check, that you can't buy players now, I guess. So I'd go get Ivan Toney, have him as the number 1 striker, so he can come in January. But until then, I would have Balogun up front. So look, that is my team that I would like to go into for the new season with the current players that we have. Obviously, if we get more players, they may be better than our starting 11 right now. Who knows? But at the time of recording this, and assuming Rice has been announced been confirmed by already, but we just haven't actually seen the announcement on Arsenal's social media. Yeah, that's my team that I go with. So I'm going to read it out again. So I go Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tierney, Rice, Partey, Emil Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Balogun, and Bukayo Saka. So let me know your thoughts on what teams you like to go with next season. Do you agree with it? Would you disagree? Would you change some players? Would you keep all the players? Look, let me all know. I'd love to hear what you all think. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Remember, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I will see you lot in a bit.